Open baffle speakers. We've heard of these before. All right. This question comes from Walter in New York City. And Walter writes, "Hey, Paul, I am thinking of getting new speakers, and I'm not sure what to get. In my area, there aren't many audio stores left." Well, join the crowd. I mean, you're in New York City. There aren't many audio stores left anywhere, and that's an unfortunate thing. But it makes it harder because there aren't those stores to hear a speaker. Yes, it does. Before committing to purchase, which is why when PS Audio makes our own speakers, which I know I keep promising, but it's coming, it is. Probably sometime around June for the FR30. You'll be able to, we'll send them to your house. No shipping charge, we'll send them to your house. We'll show you how to set them up. And you play with them for a month and just see if you like them. If you don't, we'll pay to ship them back. I mean, I think that's the future, because there aren't audio stores really anymore. And even if you find something that you like in an audio store, you get it home, it may not fit your room, it may not fit your tastes, and it may not fit your spouse's aesthetic taste. So doing it at home, I think, is the best way to do it. But anyway, that said, I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube about open baffle speakers. I've always thought that speaker cabinet was an integral part. So what's the deal on open baffle speakers? Well, here is this. See this old Sony speaker that Gus really liked. It's a good speaker. It's a really good speaker. This is a closed baffle, and so we get our terms right. Okay, the baffle of a speaker is this front part. It's the front part where the drivers mount to. So this has a sloped baffle, but this is called the baffle, and the baffle holds the speakers. If this were an open baffle speaker, then we would just simply have this. It would go straight down and there would be no box. And the back of this driver and the back of this driver would have sound coming out the back and sound coming out the front. Does that sound familiar? Well, for those of you that watch my videos, you'll know that that is called a dipole, because the sound comes out of both. Now, the Infinity IRS5s are dipoles, right? Now, not on the woofers, but in the mid-ranges and tweeters, okay? So an open baffle speaker, now there's a ton of them. My friend Walter Lederman makes open baffle speakers. And I don't believe they are true dipoles. I think mostly what Walter does is it's a monopole, if I remember right, and I could certainly be wrong on this. I think he uses a standard tweeter as a monopole going straight out. But then as the frequency goes down, the woofers are open baffle. Now that's problematic. It's problematic because the front and the back signals are out of phase with each other, okay? So it doesn't matter so much on a tweeter. Now you see a lot of rear tweeters, and those are out of phase also, but the wavelengths are so very short that they don't interfere with each other, so we don't get any cancellation. And that's where out of phase stuff is important, because if one is pushing and one is pulling, then when they meet, it push me, pull me, like that old thing, and you wind up getting zero, right? They cancel each other out, and they don't do it evenly. So on an open baffle speaker, you've got a woofer, let's say here, and it's producing X amount of sound, and what comes out of the back is going to be fundamentally different than the front because of the shape of the baffle, because of the shape of the room, how close, all that kind of stuff. So you're going to get uneven cancellation, but cancellation you will get. That's why we have boxes, because this box protects the back of the woofer, the sound of it, from getting to the front, so that we don't have cancellation and we have good bass. But in an open baffle speaker, you're going to have cancellation. How do we get around that? Well, typically on speakers that I'm familiar with, there is an EQ box, so that as the frequency goes down, the cancellation goes up, and you start putting more out and have a slightly bigger amplifier so that there's enough juice so that as it makes up for the cancellation. And it works. I mean, People say, I'm not a fan, I'll tell you right away. I don't like open baffle speakers. I would never have one. But I do like open baffle speakers above the woofer. Like, I very much like those, as we do in the Infinity IRS-5. But that's basically what it is. A lot of people think they sound far more open, and I've heard them sound very, very good. So they're not usually that expensive. So give Wally Lederman, what is it? Underground Wally. No, it's Underwood. Yeah, Underwood Audio. Look Wally up. Tell him I sent you. He'll send you a pair of speakers. I think he has a money-back guarantee kind of thing. I don't know. But give him a try. You might like them. All right. Thanks for the question. I'll talk to you later. Bye.